The night began like any other, but it ended with the sharpest line I've ever drawn in my life. My wife, Claire, had been getting ready for nearly 2 hours. I sat in the living room, half watching a game I didn't care about, half listening to the sounds of heels clicking and hangers scraping from the bedroom. We'd been married 7 years, and I knew her rhythms well. But something about this evening felt different, off. When she finally emerged, my chest tightened. She wore a red dress I had never seen before, short, tight, the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a club, not at a casual girls' night like she had told me. Her hair was curled, her makeup heavier than usual, her perfume strong enough to linger in the air like smoke. She looked stunning, breathtaking even. But not for me. I could tell. "Wow," I said, standing up. "That's new." She smiled, but it wasn't the smile of a wife showing off for her husband. It was something else, a secret smile, a knowing one. "Do you like it?" she asked, twirling slightly. "Where exactly are you going dressed like that?" I asked, suspicion edging into my voice. "Out," she said simply, brushing past me to grab her clutch. "With who?" She sighed. "Daniel, I already told you, girls' night. Why are you acting like this?" Because it didn't add up. Because in the pit of my stomach, I knew this wasn't for her friends. Because the way she looked at herself in the mirror wasn't the way a woman looked when she was headed to sip cocktails with old college roommates. "Claire," I said carefully, my voice low. "I know when something's off. That dress, the way you're glowing, it's not for them. So who's it for?" She froze for a fraction of a second, just enough to confirm my worst fear. Then she laughed, forced and brittle. "You're being ridiculous. Do you want me to stay home in sweatpants just to make you feel better?" That was when the words came out, steady and sharp as a blade. "If you walk out in that dress, don't bother coming back." The room went silent. Her smile faltered, her eyes narrowing as if testing whether I meant it. I did. For years, I had been patient, forgiving, even blind to the cracks forming between us. But in that moment, I couldn't ignore the truth. If she walked out, it wouldn't just be a night out. It would be a betrayal I couldn't forgive. Her lips parted, as if to argue, but she said nothing. Instead, she grabbed her clutch, lifted her chin, and walked out the door. The click of her heels down the hallway echoed like a hammer striking the coffin of our marriage. I sat there for hours, waiting, wondering if she'd return. She didn't. Not that night, not the next. Days passed before I finally learned the truth. She hadn't gone to meet her friends. She had gone to meet someone else. A man from her office. Someone who made her feel young and wanted. Someone who apparently was worth more to her than the vows we made. The betrayal cut deep, but what cut deeper was that she had chosen it so easily. I hadn't caught her. I had given her a choice and she had made it. Months later, she tried to come back. By then the affair had fizzled. The man she left me for wasn't interested in building a life with her, only in borrowing pieces of the one we had. She stood at my door, tears streaking her face, saying she had made a mistake, begging for forgiveness. But I remembered that night, the way she walked past me without hesitation, the way the door closed behind her. I remembered my own words, clear and final. "If you walk out in that dress, don't bother coming back." And I kept my promise. I closed the door gently but firmly, leaving her on the porch with her regret. That night, for the first time in years, I slept peacefully. Because sometimes the hardest thing you can do is mean what you say. And I did.